Leno here with a quick update. I was told there would be some changes to Orphie prior to her release, and they've just hit the creator beta. Unfortunately, my Orphie guide was made before these changes, so let me catch you up with what's different. 1. EX Special Watch Your Step now has a higher scaling for damage, days, anomaly, and decibel values. Before, it was 452% damage, 339% days, 231 anomaly application, and 50 decibels. Now it's 562% damage, 421% days, 283 anomaly, and 58 decibels. That's more than a 20% increase for most stats. The result is that it's genuinely very good to use her EX on field after Special Aftershock, and in fact it's a fair bit more damage than having the energy go to an EX Aftershock instead. Considering the days and decibels that come from it, you could argue that using Watch Your Step between regular Special Aftershocks may be optimal, assuming it doesn't interfere with your main damage dealer's rotation. 2. EX Special Watch Your Step now has more hits, but is slower to complete in full. There has been a minor animation change, with Magus' beam holding onto enemies further instead of going upwards straight away. This is slower than before, but it also has more hits, which means even more hit stop, so Orphie is in the animation for longer. When counting frames, the total difference in time to execute Watch Your Step before being able to use a Fireblade is just under half a second. This is a slight indirect nerf to following up with a Fireblade or chaining multiple Watch Your Steps in a row, meaning that on-fielding Orphie takes up more time. 3. EX Special Watch Your Step hits enemies further. A minor one, but appreciated still. The actual hitbox range for Watch Your Step has increased, so it hits enemies further away. Keep in mind that not all hits will connect when at max range, so you still want to be somewhat close to the enemy before using it. 4. EX Special Heat Charge initiates faster. Before, Orphie would do a little twirl and then go into Heat Charge, adding a bit of time delay. This twirl also did not have parry properties on frame 1, meaning Orphie could be hit out of its activation by certain moves. Now she just points ahead and starts casting straight away. It is a very noticeable difference in speed, making it much smoother to integrate into rotations. As it is faster, it also has frame 1 parry properties unlike before, meaning it's always safe to use. When put side by side, it's clear how much faster it is after the changes. It's impressive how a small change can have such a large impact on how a character feels. 5. EX Special Fiery Eruption and Chain Attack Overheated Barrow have seen animation changes. Heat Charge is a two-part attack, the beam and then a follow-up, Fiery Eruption. Before, this animation was the same as an ultimate, and it held Orphie in place for an extended period of time. Between Heat Charge and Fiery Eruption, it was more than 6 seconds. This was particularly frustrating as it locked Orphie out of being swapped to for extended periods, and this would also mean no aftershocks being used, which tanked her damage. Now it has gotten a full animation revamp, executing much faster and, in my opinion at least, looking a lot cooler. Since it's faster, it means that Orphie isn't locked out of being swapped to for as long, and with the total duration being less than 5 seconds, results in no aftershock losses if well managed. The same animation change is in place for her chain attack. Before, you could swap off relatively early, but ending a series of chain attacks on Orphie was a pain as it had a very long animation lock. With this new animation, chain attack is much faster and smoother to use, to the point ending in Orphie and then following up with an attack works out well in combos. Although, if you are using it between chain attacks, it's actually a bit slower now instead. That's about it for changes. Overall, Orphie plays the same. Her buff values aren't any higher than before, nor does she get more bottled heat generation or better resource management. These are very feel-oriented changes, with a slight increase to Watch Your Step's values being a decent boost to her damage output when swapped to, but it's still the same character. There are some slight downsides, like the increased time it takes to cast Watch Your Step means chaining multiple in a row or chaining into Fireblade is more cumbersome. But from a player feel point of view, the attack is weightier and more impactful. Regardless, these changes are welcomed. Orphie is so much smoother to play now, and many of the complaints I raised in my original guide have been remedied by them. And the increases to Watch Your Step may seem small, but they really add up. Just the extra days alone was giving me problems with Trigger, as I was stunning too fast, so that opened up the ability for me to drop 2-piece Shockstar and run 2-piece Branch and Blade instead. In terms of scores, I was averaging at least 1,000 to 2,000 points higher, managing a 54,000 run that could easily have been well over 55,000 had I not been unlucky with parries on the lead up to the 3rd stun. Before I show off that run, why not like, share, subscribe and ring the bell to be updated on any further changes that come around? Enough fluff now, let's get into a run.